The Uganda Volleyball Federation League that was supposed to end earlier this month still has the Series A men's final pending and the Series B men's final that was played under contention. This after a number of petitions that came up ahead of the finals in both the Series A and B men's league. Though the Series B men's league final was eventually played, a recent National Council of Sports guidance could see the results reversed from the boardroom. St. Charles Lwanga Ntinda Men's Volleyball Club, who earlier beat their counterparts of Nkumba in the Series B men's semi-final, were disqualified from the final following a petition against one of the players they fielded in the game. Uganda Volleyball Federation Vice President Ahmed Kiggundu says the player in contention had not been included on the club's league players form as mandated by the competition rules.
A league players form for St. Charles, when they presented a form which was completely full. The maximum number of players for the league is 22. It was already full. And full, it had no player in context. The certain player in context. So it makes it originally, this player is not registered.
However, St. Charles Lwanga Ntinda administrators insist the player appears on the list they updated in consultation with the federation during the second round of the season.
Evidence is there. We sent an email communicated to UVF. And in that email, we're categorically telling them that we are submitting our list to update the league forms that we gave to you. And in that league updated list, the Manuel Ate is not there and Tugume is there. So the player was registered, but in the course of the league. So the player is registered.
Despite this, Kiggundu says the club took advantage of the change of the staff in the Federation Secretariat that came after the elections.
The old Secretariat of last regime and this regime, they are all new. Maybe clubs who are using this as a loophole to see that they do what for us we think we are not seeing. But of course, you will steal today, tomorrow and the other, still they will get you.
St. Charles Lwanga Ntinda Volleyball Club administrators insist the federation did not grant them the right to be heard before a decision to disqualify them was made, a claim Kiggundu says was not necessary in their case.
When the petition was made, it was about 4 days until we received any communication of the petition from the UVF, and it wasn't even a communication of the petition. They were just informing us that we had been disqualified. There was no hearing, hearing both sides of the story. It was just a decision that was made and carried out without any fair proceedings.
The due process was not followed. What we decided to do is to, again, try to seek audience from the federation. Again, it was not accepted. We tried to respond. We tried to quote the constitution, but still they couldn't. They felt like they were doing us a favor.
In our constitution, there is somewhere it quotes that SOC can use that article to see if the petition is worthy to call or not. Now look at this petition. We are talking about the league players form. If a person is being petitioned, the SOC will go to the league players form. Is this person on? Is not on. Does it require honest to call you? To be honest, it doesn't require.
It's against this background that St. Charles Lwanga Ntinda Volleyball Club filed a petition at the National Council of Sports seeking a redress of the matter. However, after weeks of waiting, the National Council of Sports released a statement indicating a number of inconsistencies in the Uganda Volleyball Federation constitution and made recommendations that included a constitutional review and to stay the semi-final status quo pending a review of the process that led to the disqualification of St. Charles Lwanga Ntinda Volleyball Club. However, Kiggundu says by the time the National Council of Sports issued the guidance, the federation had long moved on with the finals of the Series B League.
Series B played their finals before this NCS. We played the finals before NCS issued. You remember that? So, upon what's going to be happening next, that's going to be how the president is looking, because we have no concern about that. But the president, I'm sure, is looking at all sides to see. I'm sure very soon is coming out with the final mark about this. Whether the league we are going to complete the league, or we are going to look at into other option which he has on his table.
Now it remains to be seen what the National Council of Sports will do if the federation does not fulfill the recommendations to the letter. Sam Mpoza, NTV Sport.